All right, just getting started with day 4. I had some personal stuff, so I'm starting really late. I've already looked at the problem. On my way here, I looked at the problem a little bit, so I already have an idea of how to do it. I have kind of two ideas here. The main problem is we get these ranges, and we're trying to see if any of the ranges are completely inside of the other. So, for example, this one right here, 4 and 6, is completely inside 6 and 6, and 3 and 7 is completely inside 2 and 8. So it's kind of the thing is if one of them's there. So I have kind of two ideas I want to run with. I think the main one here is I think the main one. So my two ideas is you can just compare the starting and ending number of every range because you just need to see intersections and you're trying to see if one of them is within the other. Python also has a range type, and I think it would be cool to use the range types. I don't think that range has some form of comparison for other ranges though. I want to find the real docs. Okay, let's see. Range. Is range in here? Okay, so range returns a sequence. Anyways, let's just play around with some things because I have some ideas. I think it might be cool since like I'm already late to this thing. I'm gonna play around a little because I just really like the idea of ranges. So I want to say print range like 2, 3. Let's do 2, 4 in range 1 to 5. So we want to see if I can somehow get the intersection false. Okay. But that is a Boolean. True if item of s is equal to x. Okay, so it's only for numbers. I can only do a number in a range. Yeah. I wonder if there's like some cool. Let's see in. Yeah, I don't think there's an easy way to compare ranges the way I want to. So we'll just do this the number way, but maybe ranges will help us in part 2. I'm just gonna hope that ranges help us in part 2 because I just love the range object type in Python. I think it's really powerful. We often use it when we do for loops, like for I in range 10, but there's way more power in range types. So I hope I could use it, but we'll see. Okay, so each line we're gonna split on the comma. So first and second equals line dot split on the comma. Then we're going to take the low number and the high number. So F1 low and F1 high is equal to the first split on the dash, and then we're going to say second one low and second one high is equal to the second split on the dash. And now, if S1L is less than, okay, if F1L is less than S1L and S1H is less than FLH, we'll just do count. And then else. Why is that indenting weird? What the heck? Okay. Elif. Okay, so this is saying if. No, it's a 1. Okay, this is saying if The second is completely within the first, and now we also need to know if the first is complete within the second. So we just do the opposite. And that's it. Now we print count. So on the day 4 test, so this is day 4 test input. Let's go back to here and run it. It should be 2. It's only 1. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to print line, just because I want to see which line it's not. Oh, because less than or equal to. That's the problem. I already detected the problem. Because the last one is 7. They're both the same. So we need this or equal to. So let's print that count now. It should be 2. It is 2. Okay, so now let's get our test input. Let's copy all of this for here. And let's go back to there and run it. We get 498. Let's see if that's right. That's not right. It's too high. It's the right answer for someone else. No. Okay. So just luck, I guess. Okay. So now I have to figure out why this is wrong. That's going to be fun. It's too high, it says. Okay. Because I'm using an Elphys, this won't happen twice for a single line. Okay, let's double check that I'm reading the problem right. 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, so it's inclusive. The range is inclusive. So okay, so if it's within, yeah, I mean it makes sense to me because 3 and 7 is within because 2 is less than 3 and 8 is greater than 7. That's this case, right? The first one is less than or equal to this, and this one, and the last one is greater than or equal to that one. Then you have the opposite. So the opposite is the other side. So it's, I mean, that looks right. I'm not sure why that would be too high. That's strange. So how many lines total are there? 75, 75. Okay, let's just out of curiosity, let's print the lines that work, and let's see if we can detect any that probably shouldn't be right. Ooh, these are going to be a lot. This is going to be hard to debug. I mean, that one looks right. Is there a trick here or something? Just sign 2, just sign 3. In pairs where one assignment fully contains the other. Yeah, that's it. One elf in the pair would be exclusively cleaning. Exclusively. Yeah, so far these all look correct. It says it's too high, so I'm gonna have to find. Ooh, this one's interesting. That one's not true. So the 4 to 5 and 5 to 15. So 5 is greater than 4. But 15 is not less than 5. So why is that one triggering? I'm just curious. That's a good one to look at though. The 4, 5, and 5, 15. Okay, so let's go back up. Triggering on the first line. And S1H is less than. It's not though. Okay, let's debug that. We're only like 5 down, so we should be able to debug it pretty easily. Okay, so now step. I just want to. They changed this UI. I want. Okay, there we go. There we go. This line. So F1 is 4. S1L, 5, 15, and 15 is less than F1H, which is 5. Oh, because they're strings. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's because everything is a string. So I just need to turn them into integers. Yep. And there's probably an easier way to do this, but this works for now. All right, so now let's stop. Let's play it through 485. Is that the same? Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, so part 2. Seems like instead they would like to know the number of pairs that overlap at all. The first 2 pairs don't overlap, while the remaining... So they just want an overlap in any way, shape, or form. Again, since ranges don't completely compare, I could do this as a range and do the same thing, I think. But really, I'm just doing what the logic in a range would do. It's just comparing the min and max, which is what I would do if I turned it into a range. So I don't think I'm saving anything by turning this into a range, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll just keep it here. We just want number of overlaps. That's it. So basically we want to know, actually ranges would be good here because we can test in. We just want to know an in at all. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be easier. Okay. Maybe I'm forcing ranges into the problem. I don't know. Either way, I like this idea. Okay, so we're going to say range 1. Variable names are really poor today, and I apologize. Is a range of F1L to F1H, but we do have to add one because ranges do not include the last number. They go up 2. So range 2 is going to be range of S1L and S1H. Why did I call it 1? I don't remember. First one, second. I don't know. I don't know why I named it that variable. Anyways, there are ranges. Sorry, let's... This was part 1. Let's okay, part 1. Okay, so part 2, what we're going to do is we're still going to do this. And then we're going to say range 1 is, I'm pretty sure I pasted that. There we go. Okay, so now we have our ranges. So now we can just say if r1 dot min start r1 dot start in r2. Or r1 dot stop in r2, or r2 start in R1 or R2.stop in R1. And that will be count plus equals 1. And now we print overlaps. There we go. That should be it. That logic actually is a lot cleaner. I'm kind of glad I did that. Yeah, we still need to turn these into ints. Okay, so let's run that. 1,000 is our answer. That's kind of a round number, but yeah, the answer is too high. Okay, sure, using the full input data. Oh, I'm still on. No, I'm running the full thing. Okay. 1,000 is probably the number of rows. So this is probably doing it the whole time. Oh, I have this. I don't have this in R2, so that will always be true. Let's try that again. Okay. Maybe? I have to wait. Okay. 20 seconds left. I just have to wait because I had a mistake. So while we're waiting, let's double check I wrote this right. And just to be safe, let's put parentheses around everything, which we shouldn't need, in R2, R2 in R1, or that in R1. Okay. That should work, I believe. Still not right. Okay. Just because I'm curious, there's not a lot left, so let's print the lines. Let's not print these anymore. Print the lines where there isn't an overlap at all. I mean, those all look right. 90. So we're being too inclusive. We're including things that shouldn't be included. Let's try it on the test data. I never did that. Let's see how well it works on the test data, because that would be way easier to debug. 5, it should be 4. There you go. Okay, so this is going to be way easier to debug now. Let's see which one shouldn't overlap. 2, 3, 4, 5 should not overlap. Okay, great. So our very first one, that's great. Let's just try that. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip to the console here and say R1.start in R2, false, R1.stop in R2. Okay, R2.start in R1 and R2.stop in R1. If they were all false, then why did this print? Um, 2 to 5, 6 to, oh, maybe it's the next one. Let's hit play and see what happens. Interesting. Okay, so that one should overlap. There's one that's the same. Let's see what line is. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's a problem. 2 to 3 should include 3. But I'm doing 2 to 4. Oh, because the stop is interesting. I'm wondering if I subtract the 1, if it would work right. Just because of the way I'm doing it by using the stop. Because technically 5 is part of the range, but because I'm using the stop, it would be that. But if the last one... Okay, so the problem is if I have like 2 to 3 and then 3 to... and then 3 to 4... and I ask if it's in that when the 3 technically isn't in it. So I still need the +1 here. I'm pretty sure. And then I'm going to subtract 1, but only from the stop, not from the starts. Because the starts need the +1. Okay, so stop. Let's play this and see what's different. So 4 is correct. It should be 4. So now let's run it through one more time. 857. That's right. There we go. So that's it. I was thinking about subtracting the 1, but then the starts could be messed up. Just because I'm curious, it's 857. So now that we know that, let's change this and see if it changes our answer. My guess is it would be too low. Yeah, 824. So it would be too low. So we need the +1, and then we need to subtract it just for the stops because the stops were overreaching. Yay, I got to use range. I'm really glad I got to use range. I think they're a really cool data type. I didn't really use them as cool as they could be, but it is nice just to say, is it in the range, rather than kind of doing something similar to what we did up here. We were just able to do it all in one line, which was really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you tomorrow.